Hi, this is Linda from Shiloh Bay. Today I'm going to show you how to make an appliqué sweatshirt, kind of like the one I have on. This is your supply list, so screenshot it or it'll be in the description below. First you want to prepare your fabric, and I have done that. I have prepped my fabric by adhering the heat and bond to the back of my selected fabrics that I want for my appliques. I have traced and cut out each letter or design, and I'm using, or you can use a cutting mat or a cutting machine such as a Scan and Cut or a Cricut to do that. What I'm doing here now is I am finding the center of my sweatshirt, and I've put a pin in the top. So I folded it in half, found the center of the neck area and placed a pin to mark it. And I'm just showing you my fabric that I chose for this project. It came in a layer cake like this here with lots of pretty fabrics. It was hard to decide, but there's a nativity print, there are angels, there's berries, poinsettias in reds, greens, blues, just really pretty assortment of fabric. But I picked out two or three, I think, and went from there. So now I'm measuring from the center down, and you want to measure about 2.5 inches down from the neckline. And you can, what I did was I took a t-shirt that had a print on it and measured how far down it was and use that as my guide. But you can put your applique wherever you want. But I started with 2.5 inches from the top. Here I'm showing you that you need to remove the paper off the back of your heat and bond, if you haven't already done that, before you can apply your letters. Always make sure that you lay your letters or applique out first before you press them. I wouldn't do one and then do another. I would lay them all out first to make sure they're where you want them to be. And I had already done this once, so I usually start with the middle letter, which is a R in this case for Mary, and that is the center, and I put that directly underneath my pen. And then I go out from each side with the letters so I can make sure they're evenly spaced and centered under my sweatshirt, the neck of my sweatshirt. And I have put them about 1/4 inch apart, but it kind of varies. I do it by visual, what looks best. Some may look good close 1/4 inch apart, and some may look better a little closer together like the Y because it has such a large space at the bottom of it. So lay those out, and then once you have them where you want them, you're going to take your iron and you're going to press them down. And press means just lay the iron down on top of it and don't wiggle it around until you know they're adhered. So just press straight down and then lift up. Once they're in place, you can kind of start wiggling your iron back and forth a little bit. Please make sure you follow the manufacturer's suggestions when it comes to adhering your fabric to your sweatshirt or whatever you're putting it on. I decided here to get my wool mat because I'm not on my ironing board. So I wanted a little more heat to it, and I was able to pick it up because they are somewhat adhered to the sweatshirt, but I wanted to make sure they were down well. So got my wool mat. You don't need the wool mat. You can take it to your ironing board, but for filming purposes and having to move the camera around, I wanted to do it all in one place. So now that I have that done, I am going to, I decided I wanted a tree underneath my Mary. And I had a couple of different ideas. I had this one that was more like a triangle. And then I also had one that was a little more rounded. And you'll see here, I picked the rounded one with curved edges. I cut it out, and then I picked out my fabric I wanted my tree to be out of. I got some heat and bond, adhered it to the back of my fabric. And then here I'm actually adhering or cutting the heat and bond out. And now I'm adhering it to the back of my fabric. Please make sure you don't get your heat and bond on your iron. And make sure you're putting the correct side down to your fabric. Now I've removed my paper first. I'm going to pin my fabric to the front. If you have a directional fabric, make sure the direction is going the way you want it, the fabric print. I'm cutting my fabric out. So this is the same thing you would do with your letters in Mary. Again, if you have a scan and cut or a Cricut and want to use that to cut out your fabric, please do. That's what I used to scan and cut all my letters, but I wanted to show you how to do it, that you don't need all that fancy stuff. You can just do it by hand, which I've done for years, by just using scissors. So I ironed that on, pressed that on, and now I'm adding stabilizer to the back of my sweatshirt. And a stabilizer is just a lightweight paper. It can be up to like copy paper. I wouldn't use anything heavier than that, but something that you can easily tear off, and you can buy stabilizer in the store. But you want to pin it to the back of your appliques because it's going to help do what it's called, stabilize your fabric, keep it from puckering and bunching. So now you want to take your sweatshirt to the sewing machine, and you can pick out any type of stitch you want to use. You can be creative here. If it's your first time, I would just use a straight stitch. If you go back and look at some of my pictures on my social media, you'll see that my granddaughter made a sweatshirt spelled out joy, and she just used a regular straight stitch on hers. I'm actually using a triple stitch, which gives a little bit thicker look. I have used a blanket stitch, and I've used zigzag on my appliques. Now, know that when you're using some type of a straight stitch, you're probably going to have some fraying as you wash it and as, time goes by. But I was okay with that on this. If you don't want any fraying, then you want to use a tight zigzag or maybe a blanket stitch. Okay, make sure that when you get to the corners, that your needle is down, and that when you're going around the curves, that you're going slowly. And anytime you need to adjust the direction of your presser foot, you want to make sure that your needle's down into the fabric. It's like a bookmark. It's holding your spot. Otherwise, you're going to get a big zig in your stitching, or zag, and you don't want that. Now, after I've finished stitching my tree, I took the stabilizer off the back of my tree just to reduce bulk. You also want to make sure that when you're stitching, that you're not catching any other part of your sweatshirt into your stitching. You'll be so disappointed if you do that. Just make sure that it's nice and flat when you start stitching. Again, I am stitching the M down on my Mary right now. When I get to the corner, I'm stitching about a 1/4 inch away from the edge of my fabric. And when I get to the corner, I want to make sure that my needle is down and then continue to move forward. And you'll see this is a triple straight stitch. As I'm stitching, you can see my needle kind of going forward and backward, forward and backward. I don't recommend that on your first time doing this because you really have to think about when your needle's down and when your needle's up. Here I'm showing you when you're stitching the R to make sure that you go back and stitch the inside part of the R. That's easy to forget to do when you're a first timer. But any open place, like if you have an O, you want to make sure that you stitch the inside as well as the outside of the O. And I'm just going to finish up my stitching here. And then I'll show you the shirt. So there it is. There's my letter stitched down. You see how you can see the stitching? And remember, the more you do this, the easier it's going to be for you and the more accurate we become. Now I'm turning my sweatshirt inside out. I'm removing the rest of my stabilizer. And you see it doesn't have to be completely off because when you wash it, it's going to come right out. There's the finished sweatshirt. Sorry, it's backwards for you, but it is Mary, M-E-R-R-Y, with a tree. Very simple. Simple look, traditional look, yet a little different. So I just want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for following me. And please do these 3 things: subscribe, like, and share this video.